One of modern marketing's most innovative minds, Peter Arnell is the award-winning media guru behind some of the world's most innovative branding solutions and ad campaigns, and counts among his clients brands like Pepsi-Cola, Reebok, Samsung, and DKNY. Arnell came to Florence for the launch of the Gucci Museum in Piazza Signoria, and he was invited to hold a special lecture on how brands are born at LdM's Florence campus. LdM News spoke to Arnell, and here's what he had to say. Can you tell us how you got to Florence, why you came here, why you chose Florence as your new home city, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I've been here for 5 months. I was relocated here by virtue of an assignment I had to finish up the project I did for Gucci, the new museum in Piazza Signoria, which is quite beautiful. I worked on the concept and the design of the project and the new book on the 90-year anniversary of the company and their celebration.
Okay, how long do you expect to stay in Florence?
Oh, right now I'm here for a while. I don't know my exact plans, but I think for the next couple of years.
What do you like most about the city at this point, after 5 months?
Oh, that's complicated. There's a lot of things I like about the city, and there's a lot of things I don't like about the city. I think the things that I like about the city is the extraordinary, immense collection of art and opportunities to really experience very, very intelligently all the deep philosophy and culture and creativity of the Renaissance, and as well other periods. What I don't like is the amount of tourists there. It's filled with tourists in such a small city. It's very, very complicated sometimes to have a normal life on the street.
Yeah, I know that well. Speaking of art, though, you're giving a lecture today here at LdM in the LdM's church, which used to be a church of the Knights of Templar, and it was the hideout of a Caravaggio on the run. So how does that feel? And if you can, also explain what you're going to be talking about today.
Well, I don't know if what I'm talking about has a direct relationship to the place I'm talking in, but all my work has been affected by a lot of study and a lot of architecture and art of that period, and as such. It's interesting because from my first project, which I'll be showing today, which was, a project based on an idea I had from Michelangelo. It's interesting to be here, of course, giving the speech in an environment that was the real spirit or the genesis of a lot of the thoughts or ideas or modernity that came after that affected and still affects my work.
Okay, and let's talk about just one question on brands in general, because I know you're the guru. What are some of the challenges that brands face today? Everything's moving so quickly, information age. What are some of the major challenges, at least, that are different than maybe, let's say, 20 years ago or 10 years ago?
Well, the world has sped up a lot. And in the old days, people would talk a lot, especially after World War II, about, they would always consider what was referred to as the slow build, to build confidence and trust with a loyal customer base. And what happened was, I think, the technology in the late 80s and the beginning of the 90s started to affect our lifestyle, how we connect, find information, interact. And in doing so, it affected that slow build notion of building trust. So today with brands, you have to have very, very high impact, very quick, very, very severe, almost aggressive techniques or methodologies in both the message you send as well as the ask that you do to the customer to share and support and join your brand. And that usually takes place in instant, whereby in the past there was a longevity of relationship between companies and how they consistently acted upon the consumers. And today it's about how they tickle your fancy that moment. So brands today try to be with much less offerings, very, very focused and very to the point very quickly, both in messages as well as in their product assortment. And try to give clarity with the least amount of interference or disturbance to what it would take for someone to immediately make a decision to join that brand.
I've been hearing a lot the keyword, let's say, disruptive. Does that have anything to do with brand?
Well, I think everybody forever has tried to be, instead of saying disruptive, it's better to say, well, there's a lot of words I can think about, but it's better to say exciting, dynamic, and enticing. I think we're in the business of manufacturing desire. And if that desire isn't one that could speak boldly and across many, many languages and continents quickly in today's market, then of course there's very little chance that your brand or your product will stand out. Therefore, it seems like the idea of doing things that would have huge impact, long-lasting impact, is very important. But at the same time, the more honest the message, the more honest the opportunity. And truth is very, very important in this equation, because today people really are not seduced anymore or charmed anymore by ideas. They really are seduced or charmed by the importance of the product, its presentation, its pricing, and its functionality. And so therefore the future will probably be driven a lot by the opportunity to bury marketing ideas inside the product, instead of trying to create a marketing concept for an entire platform that, so to speak, sells the product. So a lot of great products that we see that we love, like Apple and Nike, build their marketing strategy and their language and their seduction strategy and their desire into the product.
Yeah, exactly.
And the product itself becomes the communication, the marketing, and the appeal strategy. Thank you.